All right, hi class. So we're going to go ahead and get started on our lessons. Today it's really simple. We're going to be creating triangles. So that way on the rest of the week we're going to be drawing widgets and wadgets. These widgets and wadgets are just taking, unfortunately, the software you were learning, SolidWorks. Well, I can't get SolidWorks to all of you, and I don't know if you guys have computers. You can't operate it on Chromebooks. It's way too big for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do board drafting. So that way you can keep up with the skills, because I use that a lot. Especially, I have a nice board I use at home, so that way when I need to do anything, I can sketch it up real quick, because I don't have that software at home either. So one of the things you'll need, well, two big things you're going to need is a scale and triangles. So that way you can draw these things. Now, as I'm teaching this lesson, if you have any questions, use Google Hangout. I sent the code through Google Classroom, so that way I can see if you have any questions. If you try to make comments on the YouTube stream, I don't see them as quick because I'm using my phone to get any messages through Google Hangout. So if you have any questions, ask there so that way I can keep up. Remember, I posted that you will need cardstock today, okay? That will make things easier. I will use a pencil, a Sharpie, scissors, those are all things. Your assignment will be to make a triangle that you have to then fold yourself, and then you have to take a picture of it and submit it. Now, the easiest thing to do is to install Google Classroom on your phone. If you have it on your phone, it makes it a lot easier to take a picture or a photo from your phone and then upload it to Google Classroom. So go ahead and have that on there. If not, you can use the Chromebooks to take a picture. It's a little more trickier, but it has the access to do it. Okay. I think that's it. So we're going to go ahead and get on to the assignment. So I'll go ahead and switch over to the other camera so that way you can see my board. So here's my desk. Okay, and so what we're going to be making, let me grab one, is this. It has a 60 degree, 90, 30, 15, and a 45. All these you will use as you create your widgets and wadgets. Okay, so how do we make this? Now, once again, we need a piece of cardstock. Now, I just happen to have a whole lot of pink cardstock. I have 3 sons, and I guess pink is the color they choose not to use. Whatever. So I got this. It's just construction paper, so it's not even cardstock. So just something that has a little more thicker than a regular piece of paper, just so that way when you go to draw a line, you have an actual edge for that pencil to follow. Okay? So I'm going to keep this one here as a reference up here. So what we have is I have my paper. Now, to start, you will need a triangle. You'll need a square piece of paper. Now, this is a rectangle. So I don't know how many of you remember how to turn this into a square. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this edge, that edge, and we're going to fold it down to here. Okay? So let me go ahead and do that. So I'm going to take this, and now I'm going to watch this edge right here. And make sure it lines up nicely with this edge, okay? All these folds have to be crucial. That's why I said in the post to have 3 or 4 sheets. So that way if you mess up, you can then make another one. Now take your time, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and line that up. So right there it looks good, but is my point good? I don't think it's there. So I'm gonna pull it back just a little bit. So I'm pulling it back by meaning I'm rolling the paper, okay? So I'll bring that edge up again. Okay, and I'm looking over here at this and making sure that I'm going to get a nice sharp edge. Okay, so I'm kind of creasing it down, keeping that lined up. There we go. Okay, using my thumb and back of my thumb, the nail, to create a nice sharp edge. So we look on this side, comes to a nice point. That side, still a nice point. So what I'm going to do So I'm going to go ahead and take my pencil, and I'm going to just draw a line right down this. Okay, and now I have a line to cut. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my scissors. I had my scissors, hold on. Way over here in this cubby. Okay, sorry. All right, so I got my scissors. So I'm going to cut right along. I'm going to cut on the line because the line is actually on this side, and I need the paper to be lined up. So if I cut on this side of the line, it will actually be too short. If I cut on this side of the line, it will be too long. So I want to cut right on the line. Okay? And I'm going to take my time. It's not a rush. I know, as exciting as watching paint dry. Okay, there we go. Did pretty good. I see a little piece missing. So I got this little scrap piece of paper. I can play with it later or whatever. Make a caterpillar out of it. And put my scissors away. And now, I want to go ahead and I want to remove this crease right here. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take it over to the edge of my table. And I'm going to just curl it lightly, okay, because I don't need that line anymore, okay? There we go. Okay, it's still there, you can still see it, but it's not making the paper try to fold. But I do need a center line down the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this edge and fold it over to that edge. Okay, and I want to make sure that my corners make nice tight edges. Once again, if you need to, roll the paper back and forth until you make up those corners really tight. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and crease that. Okay, so now I have this line. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a Sharpie, and so that way I can draw a line in there to make it easy to see it. Let me just grab that out of my pocket. So what I'm going to do, like I said, now this isn't needed, this is just to help it seen on the camera. So I'm just taking this line and going right down the middle. Okay? So now here's the tricky part, is all these angles, they got to be as best you can, but whatever you fold, it will become your triangle. So if it's 61.5, well, all of your angles will be drawn this way. This is just for our time. So what I need to do is I'm going to take, so I have my triangle here, the fold. Let me grab the other one. Okay, there's my line down the middle. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this corner, you see I put a little dot there, to this corner. I want that corner to be nice and sharp, and I want this edge touching this line. Okay, so let me show you. Once again, I want to take this corner, and I want to bring it down, that. There we go. And I'm just following this tip. This tip is following along that line, and I'm rolling the paper until this becomes a nice sharp corner. If I do that, that's not a corner at all. See, there's all that space. So I'm just going to keep rolling. You can see the paper's kind of creasing, so I'm going to give it a little curl here. Help that. I'm just going to go over the edge here. There. Okay, same thing. I'm going to go right there. And I'm going to keep looking all the way there. Okay, that corner is pointing into the middle of that fold, which the line is. And then I want to make that a nice sharp corner. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and increase that down. Okay, so if we look, I actually don't have the best corner. So I'm going to try that one more time. It's going to be more pain than just to start over. There we go. Okay, so now, it's hard to see, but it is a nice clear corner. And what's great is we have created a 60-degree triangle from this line to that line. We have created a 30-degree triangle from this edge to that edge. And then down here, this would be what? This would be 90. Okay, so there's our 30, 60, 90 triangle. Well, what about the rest of them? Okay, so this is what we're going to do. So to make this easier, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw a line in this fold. Okay, this time I'm going to just use my pencil just to help highlight it a little more. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I have my 30, 60, 90. What's the other large triangle that we use is a 45 triangle. Okay, to get there we actually have to fold one more 30, 60. So here's our 30, 60. Our next 30, 60 is this one down here. What we're going to do is we're going to take this edge, so right here, this edge, and we're going to put it into that fold seam. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do that part now. So here I drew the pencil line, okay, and I'm going to take this edge and bring it into that pencil line. Make sure it follows it nice and tight. So once again, I'll have a nice tight corner there. Okay, once again, this is 60 and 30. So let me go ahead and write that down. So down here would be 90. Right here would be 30. And then 60. Okay. So, and I'm going to go ahead and fold that over, and you can see we can't see those anymore. But we know that's 30, and we know that's 30, okay? Now, how do we get our 45? This one's probably, I don't know, I keep saying each one's tricky, but each one takes time, okay? So what we need is I'm going to draw another line tracing off of this edge, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and go right down here. Whoops. Okay, so here's my 30, my 60, my 90, another 30, there's this 90 in here and a 60 in there. What I need to do is I'm going to take this edge, okay, so this edge right here, this edge, and I'm going to bring it until it matches this edge. Hence why I drew a pencil line. That way I don't have to try to hold that down. And I'm going to bring it over. Okay, Now here's the tricky part on this one. Once again, you want another sharp corner here and a sharp corner here. And you can see on mine, I didn't get it very well. And this one's going to tell you if you made your paper into a perfect square or not. And so far, they haven't been the best. So let's go ahead and try it one more time. Once again, I'm going to take this long edge and I want to bring it to that pencil line that was created from that corner. Okay. Now I could sit here and try to match them up like a paper airplane, but I find it easier to only have to worry about holding one down. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that in. So I'm holding it here with my thumb, and then I'm going to work it up until I see that I'm creating a nice sharp. And I want to bring this one in. So it's going to bring in just a little more because my paper happened not to be square. So this is going proud of that line. But I have a nice sharp line up here, and I have a nice sharp corner right here. That's more crucial than this line. Okay, so this point and that point are more important than that line. There we go. Okay, so what angles do I have? So obviously this isn't 90 because it's not coming straight down. Right here, okay, that's 45. Okay, right here, up here, is 15. That's 15 to the center line right here. Okay? So now I have my worksheet. So I can leave this one out. So that way I have a 30 here and a 45 here. I have a 90 here, a 15, a 30, and a 60. What I would like you to do is get a glue stick, glue it down here, or tape it down, and then tape it down. And so now you have all of your angles. So what I want you to do is you're going to go ahead and create this same work that I just did. Okay? And you'll need to take a picture of it and submit it by the end of tomorrow, preferably today. So by the end of tomorrow, you have one of the two tools you'll need for the rest of the assignments for April, maybe May. We don't know yet. Okay, so you'll see, I want you to also label them, 30, 15. Let me get that in view because this one has 3, whoop, right there. This has got a 45, a 30, and a 90, and then a 60, okay? I want you to make these up for me, so that way I know that you've created this. Once again, cardstock's better. I'm just using construction paper. It's what I have. Okay, this is why we're making them, so that way you don't have to go out and purchase triangle sets just for really 2 months left of class. Because we'll use these when we go back to class. We're just going to go ahead and finish this off, and then what we'll do is we'll take those widgets and wadgets that we draw for the month of April, and we will then create them in SolidWorks, and then those SolidWorks objects will then be printed. You will each get to print a widget. We'll print one widget per person. We won't have time to do rockets. Rockets take about 2 to 3 months of all software. We would have started that right after spring break, but this is what we're doing. I think it will be a lot of fun. Good skills to learn, some mechanical drafting. So once again, this is what you got to make by the end of today, preferable. If you have any questions, I will be on Google Hangout for the rest of the class time, which will be until 10:45. If you have any questions or have any concerns about how to make this, once again, submit the photo to the assignment that noted this video. I will update that information here in a few minutes. Once you have all this, that is the assignment on on Thursday. We will then make a scale, okay? And this way we will have everything ready to start making drawings the following week. All right, so thank you. If you have any other questions, catch me on Google Hangout, and we'll go from there. So thank you very much.